The Bible says this, that a righteous man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. So not just his children, but his children's children. Most of us are just asking God to give us enough money to like let our wives be happy with their lives and our kids have nice clothes and live in an okay house so that we're not an embarrassment to the family name or whatever.
Yeah.
We're not believing God for what God said a righteous man should leave. And that's an inheritance so large that it affects not just your children, but your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where the Jews have this so much better than us Gentiles, right? The Jews, they're so gangster, man. They expect blessing, and it's not arrogance. They know they have a covenant with God. Jewish people walk around, I expect to be blessed today. I expect people to just open doors for me. I expect things to just happen because God's on my side. We have been grafted in to that by grace. That's what Paul talks about over and over and over, that we were the family that God extended the invitation to.
That's the mystery of the gospel, is that we were grafted in.
That we were grafted in. Nobody saw it coming, but it was always what God wanted, right? Why don't we think it's arrogance to expect God to bless us. That's not arrogance. It's ultimately false humility to think that, oh God, I'm just, is God really glorified by you living out a meager little sad, pathetic existence? He is not glorified by that. Nobody's watching YouTube videos about sad, meager little people. People want to see people doing crazy stuff. People want to see people doing bigger things than they can think of or ask or imagine. And that's what God says he wants to do. Bigger than you can ask, think, or imagine. The Bible says that the plans of God have not come into the hearts of man, nor the mind of humans. Those are the things God has planned for those who love him. And those are the things we are terrified to ask of because we're still living on his backside, because we still have this poverty mindset with how God can use us. That was one of the things God had to break off of me, man, was a poverty mindset of how I could be used for the kingdom.
Yeah.
I used to feel like, I had these big things. Of course, I'd want to be used by God. But I'm like, I'm Keenan Clark. I'm from San Angelo, Texas. Everyone always calls it San Antonio. Everyone says, oh, you're from San Antonio. No one even knows where I'm from. God, how could you use me? And God had to go, God had to show me, you have a poverty mindset with how I can use you. You expect the least, you expect minimum because you're not from a metropolis. You're not from the metropolitan, busybody area. And God says, I've always used obscure places to grow my biggest leaders. They said, what good can come from Galilee? What good can come from Nazareth? The only thing we can call good came from that place that they said, what good can come from there? God has always used the people from the sticks. I mean, look at Gideon. He says, I'm the least in the tribe of Manasseh. I'm the least in this tribe. But my tribe is the least. And then I'm the least of the least tribe. And God says, that's who I want to use. And God had to break that poverty mindset off of me, man. And he still is, I'll be honest with you. He still is, but slowly but surely, he's using me more.